All right, Ambush, and today we are joined by a recording artist, a songwriter, and a producer who is taking the New York and the Kosovo culture. She is melding them together with the sounds of R&B, soul, pop, a little bit of EDM, mixing it all together and making it sound oh so good, bringing it to you in the view of a debut EP entitled Limelight. Well, we are going to be diving here today with my guest, Louisa. How's it going today, Louisa?
It's going great. It's a beautiful Sunday out here, as you can see.
Yes, looks like it's a very bright day, so can't complain at all, I'm sure.
Not at all. I've been cleaning all day, but it's okay. I mean, it's a productive Sunday, so...
Hey, sometimes cleaning is important. It brings a good energy, right?
Yeah, great energy to the house. It's a whole Zen type of situation. So
hey, exactly. And sometimes it's good to bring some great energy in the form of the musical realm as well, which we are diving into here today. And of course, I want to jump right on into it. Of course, the EP, it is entitled Limelight. It is a 5-track journey through various sounds, some various emotions here. So what I want to know first of all is, when did this album begin to truly take shape?
Well, I was 15 when I wrote Daily, which is the first song from my EP. And I didn't really want to release an EP when I was at that age because I didn't really think that I was going to take off really soon. So my dad is a producer and we were talking. I wanted to release an album at first, a mixtape, but then we were like, maybe as an artist, to show the world what your artistry and how you express yourself creatively is the best way to just put out an EP, which is like a small album, I guess. And show yourself in a really short way, but still in a really like presentable way, I guess. And I wanted to take the time to look at the theme of the EP and make an overall like concept to like lead my artistic like creations. And I don't know, it's a whole journey and I've waited so long to release it and it's here. And now my music video is out here. So everything's great.
So it's been quite a bit of time in the works here. So you mentioned the first track written when you were 15, and I know that you were sort of in the production world thanks to your dad there before you jumped into songwriting. So were you happen to be the producer behind these songs as well?
Yeah, I co-produced all the songs on my EP, and now I'm actually producing them all by myself. My unreleased songs are all produced by myself, and it's such a great way to express your musical, creativity and artistry in every way. It's the best thing to make songs that you know how you want them to hear. And yeah, my dad was kind of like a mentor at first when I started beat making at the 6th grade and I did some EDM tracks and some psychedelic like tunes and stuff. And then I got into songwriting a little late, I guess, in the 9th grade when I was 15. And I didn't really know that I had that in me. And I've always loved writing. I've read poetry in my own language, in Albanian language, and also like in English too. And yeah, it's kind of a long journey until I got here, but it's pretty much my mentorship from both of my parents, since my mom is also an opera singer and she's a classical pianist and my dad's a composer, and it's all like mixing the pot, I guess, and it's me as a artist. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Absolutely. So, of course, we mentioned with that, you mentioned the Kosovo being there. And of course, you were born inside of New York. And I mentioned earlier, you sort of meld both of those styles inside of your music. So what is sort of the thought process behind doing exactly that?
So I guess I really wanted to express my artistry by representing both of these countries. Since I was born in New York, I lived my life, not most of my life, but I've lived in Queens, and it's a whole other like cultural like jungle, I guess. That it's a whole diverse group of people that live in Queens, especially because it's mostly immigrants and it's mostly like POC and other like minorities, I guess, that live in Queens. But it's also in Kosovo, like it's also a different culture here, and I want to represent that. I want to represent both of my countries as an artist, and I try to make my songs like a mix of these two cultures. Like in Kosovo, we love like putting drums in our songs, and we love using like really catchy tunes and really short songs to make people like dance and get ready to like go out, because we have a pretty like, I guess, a vibrant nightlife, as you can call it. I don't know. I mean, it's a beautiful type of blend of Balkan culture and also like international culture that is like nowadays. But it's also like the theme of New York, which is more like bright and colorful and all these diverse, beautiful groups of people with different backgrounds. It's also Kosovo that has like the dark nightlife aesthetic, and I guess I try to mix those in a blending pot, and my music just being that, I guess, the blend of these two cultures, which is, I think, the most amazing thing. And it really makes an artist stand out when they mix like their culture and their personal background, I guess. So yeah, that's it, I guess.
Hmm. And I love how you mentioned the nightlife, because reading through your bio, you actually have listed there the exact reason why this EP is entitled Limelight actually has a little bit to do with the nightlife as well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I just turned 18, but in Kosovo, we get into the nightlife like, I don't know, we are raised to be really like expressive, and most of us are really extroverts and we like going out and stuff like that. And I'm the type of person that I don't really go out and stuff, but I love the whole aesthetic of going out and the nightlife and this whole like culture of people getting to know each other. And yeah, that's why I wrote that in my EP bio, because it's like this whole Limelight, for example. Limelight used to be a club in New York where, you know, attendees like Madonna, Jean-Michel Basquiat, and Andy Warhol were part of that club. And it's the reason why the songs on my EP are from different genres, because it represents the attendees being like different from each other, but also like, I don't know, like exchanging their creative energy in one building, in the Limelight building, in the club. So yeah, I mean, it's really interesting when you think about it.
Absolutely. And of course, I want to dive into some of those different genres, some of those different energies that you captured. And one of the songs that you mentioned earlier, of course, is your track Daily. It's the one that kicks off this EP. So, what exactly was captured here inside of Daily?
Well, Daily tells a story of not wanting to go out, and it explains it like really clearly on the chorus. I don't want to do it on the daily because I mean, I was 15 and you go through this, and it was also like the time of quarantine and stuff like that, and the transition, I guess, from leaving middle school to going to high school and changing your friends and stuff like that. And they did a lot of stuff that I didn't think it resonated with me. And I've always wanted to express myself creatively. And I mean, it's in Kosovo, it's like a different mindset, I guess. And most of the people that live here are small-minded and they believe in the traditional values of the country and stuff like that. And it's really that thing that pushed me to write daily, because I don't want to do it on the daily. I don't want to respect our traditional values that we've had like over 80 years in this country. We want to express ourselves creatively, and we want to, I don't know, like share our music to the world. And we've had a lot of artists that have come out of our country, like Dua Lipa and Rita Ora and Nyomza, who's a brilliant songwriter, and I've got to meet her personally. And it's all these people that, you know, inspire you to like express yourself. So yeah, I don't want to, it says in the song, like, I don't want to do it on the daily and be stuck in my house. So yeah, go out and express yourself. because it's gonna get you places.
Yes, very much so. And it seems that the world, hopefully, fingers crossed, is beginning to open up. So it seems like a perfect time to do exactly that, right?
Yeah. That most definitely. So yeah, we're hoping.
We're hoping, fingers crossed, like I said, knock on wood.
Yeah. We're good. In our culture, we touch our nose instead of knocking on wood. So it's actually like
got you.
touching our noses.
Fantastic. And of course, Daily definitely represents that dance energy. And we'll want to take a dive into a track that maybe captures a little bit more of a shift, a little bit more of a different side of Louisa. And of course, I want to dive into your track Obsidian here. What exactly does Obsidian mean to you, Louisa?
So I've watched this interview of this producer and a brilliant artist. His name is Sega Bodega, and he wrote tracks for Shy Girl and other amazing artists. And he said that when lyrics are not always about your personal like experiences, are more attractive to the listener when you actually lie in your lyrics and tell a story through another person's eye. And I've actually like wrote it in the most controversial way. I live without religion and stuff like that. Purple branches in my hand, cleanse my aura, stuff like that. And it's actually really controversial in my country to write about those stuff. And I mean, I wanted to make it as controversial to attract people to listen to it. And it's also my influence of, I mean, when I was really young, I was into like punk music and metal music and rock and all of that. So it's kind of my inner child, like wanting to release her own rock song. And it was there. And my dad's best friend, he played the guitar riff, the guitar solo on Obsidian. And it was just an amazing experience, like making the whole song. It was just amazing. And the lyrics are from a different world, I think, from what I write. Like, yeah, it's great. I mean, it's a good song. And I don't know, it's like it encapsulates the energy of my childhood, and it's great.
Hey, it's sometimes you got to keep that spirit alive, right? You got to stay young.
Of course. Yeah.
Absolutely. And of course, as we mentioned, all of these tracks have sort of their own little identity. And another way that they sort of continue to do that, and you mentioned this earlier, is the music video that you released for this EP, Limelight, Into the Cyberspace. It sort of gives a look at each of these tracks, sort of different spaces, different scenery. What was it like to film this video?
It took so long because I actually like made a whole PowerPoint presentation of the whole music video concept. And I showed it to different directors. I was like, look at this and tell me if it's possible to make it. Because I wanted to be like, show the outside world of what the Kosovo youth is like. And we showed like different locations in Kosovo that people pass by like every day. And we don't see those locations in that eye, like in that creative eye. Like the first location was a skate park and near my house, actually. And people don't see that skate park as something you can film a music video in, or the red like light part, which is in a neighborhood called Dardania. And it's these locations that make you feel like you're home, but you're actually not home. And also is the whole club culture, as I explained it in like my other interviews. But it's a really vibrant, and I wanted to show like Kosovo in a colorful way. So yeah, it took a while to make it work, and it was great recording it actually, because two of my friends participated in the video and they made it look really fun, and it was a great time. I actually shot it from 6 a.m. until 12 a.m. So it was a whole day of shooting. And my mom was helping me like with clothes and food and everything. She was around me. I was like, "Are you tired? Are you tired?" Because it was like a whole different, like a whole day of work. But it was definitely worth it. And we did not get tired. So that's a plus. But yeah, it's a whole different, I don't know. I never expected it to be that I don't know, like I didn't expect to get that recognition that I got from my peers and from my colleagues. And it was really great for that music video to be released because it helped me like get my voice heard and connect with other artists and creatives. So it's a great way to, I don't know, unleash your creativity in a way. So yeah.
Unleash your creativity and show off a little bit of the culture, which is exactly what you one of the goals that you had to do it. So glad to see that being true to you and what helped to shape you is kind of paying off there, hey?
Yeah, of course. I love my country.
Hey, love to hear it. Love to hear it. Gotta have that spirit. Gotta have some home
Patriotic
team.
energy.
Exactly.
In
A little bit of that home team spirit for sure.
Yeah, of course.
Fantastic. So, of course, with like you mentioned, reception there, getting some feedback from people from your country, some of your peers, fellow musicians. So, what has it been like to hear exactly that for this debut EP here?
I mean, it's been great. All of my friends and people that I worked with, like, were super happy that I released it in the first place because it took a long time to make it, and they were really happy that I got to release it and get this much recognition. And also, there are artists that like helped me and supported me when I started my music career, and there are artists that helped me also like creatively and gave me advice on how to write maybe or how to produce or stuff like that. And it's a good way to exchange our musical knowledge and get to know how our work ethic is and learn from each other. And I've also had this session recently with Rona Nishlio. She is an Albanian singer and she represented Albania for Eurovision with my dad's song. He produced the whole song, he composed it, and she's a brilliant songwriter. And she reached the 5th place, and it's the highest placement our country has to date. So it's amazing. And I got to exchange my like musical knowledge with her and see how she works, even though she's like has more knowledge than any of us. Like she worked so hard for many years, and it's great when you have to work with people and talk about your experiences in the music industry. Even though you live in a small country, it's not that we got to see anything like really, really big. And still, I mean, it's just great to work with people and have, you know, their blessing, I guess, to move on in the music industry. So yeah, and as I mentioned, like we have many festivals around here, and my dad organizes many festivals in Kosovo. And I've got to meet like Njomza, which wrote "Thank You Next" for Ariana Grande and Seven Rings. And I mean, the whole energy that you have with that person is just a way to make yourself feel better and just move on and work as hard as you can to get your voice heard. So yeah, that's the best thing ever.
Hey, love to hear it. I love to hear it. And of course, one thing that you mentioned there earlier is you're working on some more things. Of course, the future always holds new things. You're doing your own full production now. So, what can you share with us about the future without giving away too much of the magic, of course?
So we're not giving away too much, but I want to say that I want to maybe get more recognition as a female producer. And I've been in contact with some artists, and I've been working with them on like the instrumental side of their songs. And as a songwriter too, I've been working as a songwriter. And I want to work as those two like professional like I mean, statuses, I guess. I want to be known as also a producer and a songwriter rather than just a performing artist and as a singer. But I also have many unreleased tracks that are waiting to come out. And I guess this summer I'm going to release something, and also some other stuff that I'm waiting to collaborate with different artists and see where it goes. So yeah, I'm not giving away too much, but it's been going great. As a female producer, I think you have to work extra hard to get your voice heard, since I mean there is only like 2% of female producers in the music industry, and that's a really small percentage, and we need to change that like immediately, because often we get underestimated, and it's just not something that people should be proud of, because we need to work hard and get our voice heard, and like, I don't know, make the best of it, I guess. So yeah.
But it all starts somewhere, somehow, and of course, representation is a part of that. So
yeah,
good on you for being a part of that and wanting to be a part of a positive change, to be a part of a movement to create more feminine energy inside of the music industry.
So yeah, that's a plus, and that is a goal that I think I want to achieve, and get as many young girls to be inspired and make their way into the music industry and work hard and be themselves, which is the most important thing. Express their creativity. So yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So Luisa, we've of course talked about the creation process and the release of Limelight here. And what I would like to know now is, through exactly that process of creating and crafting this EP, how has this time helped you to grow? What has it taught you about yourself?
I've never told this in interviews, but I've really had this whole transitional period of both as an artist and as a human being. Like, I grew up listening to rock music and punk music, and then I moved on to producing EDM and techno and psychedelic fused hip hop beats and stuff like that. And then I moved on to soul and R&B. It's this whole transitional period that I've gone through until I found myself and found the way to grow as an artist and as a human being, and also a producer, singer, and songwriter. And I've found ways to make myself grow, like by watching documentaries and taking full-on like musical courses online. What I found, like, just went online, songwriting course free, click. And then like I found many ways to make myself grow as an artist. And not only that, like, I've had a great like social circle that has helped me and supported me as an artist to make my way in the music industry. And it's never too late to learn and to grow. So I just want to find many ways to grow as an artist, make connections, and just, I don't know, unleash my artistry by working hard and, just collaborating with people. And that's the way that I want to make my voice heard as an artist. So yeah, it's a whole period of time that I took to grow, and I'm still growing as an artist. I think that you always grow and learn stuff as much as you go. It's a whole mathematical type of scenario that you have to learn all through life, different stuff, until you get to that point when you're like, okay, I did all the stuff I wanted to do. What can I do next? Because it's never too late. So yeah.
Never too late to go onto the internet, look up a free course and go click, right?
Yeah, of course. Like everything.
Oh, fantastic. I have had a great time chatting with you here, Luisa, about this debut EP, Limelight. If the listeners want to find out more about you, how can they do that?
So my Instagram handle is Luisa with a $, and there on my bio is a link where it can send you to my website, to my YouTube channel, to everything, my socials, and also my contact info if you want to contact me, if you want to collaborate. I'm here, and I'm here to help. So, and also you can find me Luisa with a $, on TikTok and on SoundCloud. My music is available on all platforms. So yeah.
Right. I'll put some links in the description to the show below so that the listeners can do exactly that. Luisa, thank you so very much for joining us here today on the DTP.
Thank you for having me. It's been great talking. Thank you.